What up, though? Welcome to another episode of Peep Game. True stories told by me, your boy Duke the King. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all about my fourth high-speed chase. I've been in 4 high-speed chases. I'm 50% of getting away. 2 out of 4 times I got away. This was my 4th and final high-speed chase, and I didn't get away. This was one of the ones I didn't get away. All right, let's take it back. I can't remember the year. I'm gonna say anywhere between 2006 and 2008. Between 2006 and 2008. This happened on Christmas Day. So, I go to this after-hour spot. It's after-hour spot called the Hammer Droppers. Hammer Droppers in Flint, Michigan. Spot to stay open till like 6 o'clock in the morning. It's been drinking all day, just kicking it, and decided I'm gonna hang out and go to the after-hours. This is the only thing open because everything closed on Christmas Day. So this is like a BYOB type thing. Bring your own liquor, bring your own weed, bring your own cocaine, pills, whatever you do to get high, you bring it with you, and you can do it freely in there. So anyway, I go to the spot. I'm in there. I go by myself, but I got me a 40 caliber handgun with me. Because this spot is in the hood and it's known for shit popping off. But me, I'm a little buzzed and just want to hang out a little bit. So, and I'm by myself, so I had to take something with me, just in case. So anyway, I'm in the spot. I see this one little chick that I've been trying to, get with for a minute, and she's with a girl that I know very well. Come to find out, they said they were sisters. I think they wasn't real sisters. You know how the chicks be calling each other sisters. Anyway, so I'm trying to get her to leave with me. So the girl I know, she say, "Look, this is my sister. I know you. I trust you. Just take care of my sister. Don't let nothing happen to her, and make sure she get home after y'all doing whatever y'all are gonna do." So I'm like, okay, I got you. This is my homegirl. Got a lot of respect for her. She cool as shit. So, and plus, I ain't that type. I ain't no fuck niggas, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to protect her, and keep her safe as long as she with me, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so she agreed to leave with me. I'm like, all right, cool. So, but on the way out, I bumped into my homeboy Jihad, my Muslim brother Jihad. He's in there. He came by himself, but he got dropped off. He like, yo, drop me off, man. You about to leave? I need a ride. So I got dropped off here. I was like, cool, I got you, right? So, I drop you off. So we leave, go out to my truck. We leave from the spot. We going northbound on North Saginaw Street. So we going up towards Stewart Avenue. When we come up to Stewart Avenue, it's a Michigan State trooper coming southbound on North Saginaw Street. We stop at the light. We at one end of the light, they at the other end of the light. So I'm looking at them, I'm like, damn. If anybody know how the state trooper are, if it's late, it's probably about 4 or 5 in the morning. We the only ones that's on the street. So I'm like, yo, man, these motherfuckers probably finna fuck with me. Because if you're from Michigan, you know how the state police do. They just pull you over for nothing. They call it investigatory stops. Whatever the fuck that is. But anyway, so I'm like, damn, I'm nervous because I got this gun in the car, and I got this pistol in the car, this 40 caliber. And I got a warrant for my arrest. So I'm like, a warrant for a drug case I got. They PFI'd it in Michigan. I don't know if it's just in Flint or it's just all over Michigan. But they got if you catch a case or something, they have to test the drugs and stuff and send it off to a lab. And while it's being tested, they call it they'll PFI you and let you go. That means pending further investigation. Doesn't mean that you're off. You got off. It's just you're just not being charged until the test results come back. So anyway, my test results came back and it hit positive for heroin. I got caught with a few packs of heroin. I was dibbling and dabbling in the little heroin game, whatever. But so I got all this stuff going against me, and I'm driving my truck. It's on a Christmas day. It's like we the only two people on the street. So the light turned green. I go through the light. They go through the light going south. I go through the light going north. I look in my rear view, and they do what we call the state boy U. They bust a U-turn in the middle of the street and get behind me. I said, oh, so I tell my boy, my key in the back, he in the back seat. I tell him, I said, I got this gun in the car, I got this weed, and I got some warrants. I said, if they pull me over, I'm telling you, I'm running. He grabbed his seatbelt, he in the back, he grabbed his seatbelt, put his seatbelt on, was like, shit, handle your motherfucking business, my nigga, do what you gotta do. I'm like, my nigga. So, old girl, she like, wait, well, hold on, what you finna do? I like, man, you better shut the fuck up and chill and put your motherfucking seatbelt on. It's about to be a wild ride. She like, no, let me out. I'm like, you better chill. So sure as shit stinks, they hit they motherfucking lights, hit the police lights, get behind me. I'm saying, fuck, these motherfuckers finna take me to jail. So I'm already trying to maneuver. I'm looking all around, checking my surroundings, trying to see which way I'm gonna go. So I pull over like I'm about to, pull over. So I'm waiting until they get out the car. As soon as they step out of the car and start walking up to my truck, I smash the gas, peel out on the ass, make a quick left on Ridgeway Street, I think. And I go this little side street off of North Saginaw, so I make this left on. I'm flying down there. So when I'm going down there, I rolled the passenger window down on her because she in the front seat. I rolled the passenger window down and I grabbed a 40 cal and I tossed that bitch out the window. Now mind you, it's snowing like a motherfucker. It's December in Michigan and it's snowing. I mean, it's snowing heavy. Big ass, thick ass snowflakes coming down, right? So I tossed it out the window. But I'm looking where I tossed it at, so I can come back and get that motherfucker. So I'm realizing where I threw that motherfucker at, right? So then I had like a quarter ounce of weed. I threw the weed out the window, tossed that shit. That shit gone. So now I'm like, fuck it. I'm not finna keep running from them. I ain't got nothing. I know I'm about to go to jail. They gonna catch me. I'm not gonna get away from these motherfuckers. Not in this truck going against these motherfucking state trooper cars that these motherfuckers is got 5.0 engines in these motherfuckers. So I'm like, so finally I just pull over like to the side. They all corner me. I hit a couple corners anyway. It was police cars away. I had no chance of getting away, right? So I didn't want to tear my truck up and none of that. So I just pulled over. They snatched me out the car. So when they pulled me over, it's this one cop. He's a dirty cop, matter of fact. He turned out to be a dirty. He always been a dirty cop to be though. But he was one of the cops who arrested my homeboy Sharky when he got set up for selling a brick of cocaine to this nigga. This nigga got set him up, and he was one of the undercover officers who conducted the sting. So, and this same motherfucker cop, he was a trick. He's an ugly motherfucker too, man. We used to call his ass Crooked Eye. This one of his eyes was like up high like this, and the other one was low like that. And he had a big ass like knot on his head and shit. That motherfucker was ugly as hell. We used to call him Crooked Eye and shit. I remember as a kid when I was in 7th grade, going to middle school. He was my bus driver. You know, it's crazy. I had to go all the way back to I knew this motherfucker since I was in the 7th grade. He was a bus driver then. And I remember my homeboy bootleg from the Dayton family, Ira Dorsey, from the rap group, the Dayton family. I remember it was snowing. He let the window down on the bus and reached on top of the hood of the bus and grabbed some snow and made a snowball and threw the snowball from the back of the bus and hit this motherfucker in the head with a snowball while he driving the bus, right? This crooked eye hit this motherfucker in the back of the head, right? Tolbert was his name. Last name was Tolbert. What was his fucking first name? Anyway, crooked cop, right? Because later on, this motherfucker he was an undercover officer. Then he got a promotion to detect to some shit. Then he became then they started some new shit called commander. He was like right under the police chief. Some bullshit that they started, which didn't last long because this crooked motherfucker fucked it up. But anyway, this motherfucker had caught a case. He had raped the chick. He pulled a chick over, and the chick was scared. She didn't want to go to jail, so he told the chick she had sex with him, he'll let her go. He done took the bitch to a police precinct, fucked her in the police precinct in his police uniform, gun and shit on hanging out. He done pulled his pants down to his knees, and he fucking this chick in the police precinct. When he let her go, she go tell somebody and they go report his ass. Anyway, long story short, the motherfucker got convicted of the shit and ended up going to prison. Now, this is the same motherfucker who conducted a sting on my homeboy that sent him to prison federal prison for 8 years. So this is a dirty cop. You know what I'm saying? And the motherfucker used to be getting high. He was fuck some of the same bitches I knew. They used to come back and tell me shit he was saying. You know, he wanted me so bad, like he wanted my whole crew. First of all, he was mad because I was fucking his hoes, and my homeboy was fucking his bitches, and we was getting money, and he was a fucking undercover cop. So he had it out for us. He wanted to get us, right? So come to find out, this the same motherfucker that I'm running from in a high-speed chase. He happened to be one of the officers, right? So when they pulled me out of the car, he come to the back of the state trooper car and see me in there. He like, oh, is this motherfucker? Oh, you make sure y'all check that car good. I know he got some dope on him. And go check. He might have threw some dope out the window. That's what he's saying, right? I know he had some dope on him, right? So I look at him, I'm like, man, fuck you, you ugly motherfucker, right? This motherfucker swing. I seen him cocking back to swing, so I turned my head. This motherfucker hit me in the back of the head so motherfucking hard. Man, I had a knot on my back of my motherfucking head. That motherfucker was so tender hurting. That motherfucker hit me, I ain't say shit else. I shut the fuck up. I wasn't finna let this motherfucker beat the shit out of me while I had these cuffs on. And he was a big nigga too, man. Cocky, big, strong, ugly motherfucker, right? So, anyway, now I'm in the back of the car, so I'm thinking like, these motherfuckers, you know, I'm not really thinking about why they put me over, because I done been pulled over by them several times. That's just how they do, Dave. If they feel like they want to pull you over, they just pull you over. They don't need no fucking reason, right? So I'm thinking this is what the case is, right? So, but boy, was I wrong. So while they transport me downtown to the lockup, to the county jail, they're in the front seat talking. They talking like, yeah, so we get I hear them, just two cops in the front, I'm in the back. They tell, yeah, so we get the call. They say be on the lookout for green truck. So I guess they talk about when we at the light. They said, and they said we pull up to the light. They're like, oh, hey, there's a green truck right there. So they didn't know if I was one. They just seen a green truck and they just like, fuck it, that's him. So they decided. So they apparently somebody's house had got firebombed, and the description was 3 people in a green SUV. Look out for a green SUV. Didn't describe what kind of SUV, just a green SUV. So and I had a green SUV. So as soon as they see a first green SUV, which is mine, they automatically think I'm the dude that firebombed this house. Mind you, I ain't had shit to do with that. If I had something to do with it, I'd tell you. I wouldn't even sugarcoat no shit. I'd tell you if I did. I didn't have nothing to do with that shit, right? This shit, we had just left from the motherfucking after hours club on my way to drop him off. Matter of fact, we was going to get something to eat, but it wasn't nothing open. So, you know, that's how I end up bumping into these motherfuckers. So anyway, they taking me downtown. So I'm here, I'm talking. I said, man, hold on, man. I said, did y'all just say somebody a firebomb? So y'all think I firebombed a house? So they instantly just shut up. They start looking straight and just didn't even say another fucking word. Just like totally ignored me, right? So I'm in the back. So I'm like, man, if y'all thinking I firebombed, y'all got the wrong motherfucker. I'm studying in the back seat like, man, y'all got the wrong person, man. So they ain't say nothing, right? So they take me downtown, book me in, and I remember I go in the bullpen, the holding cell. I see Shotgun from Top Authority. He's in the bullpen too, right? Now, when I tell you this nigga's in the bullpen, this nigga was in the bullpen. He was a true jailer. He was in that bitch jailing. When I say jailing, that's when niggas who go to jail and do what they gotta do to survive in jail. Like, this nigga was in that motherfucker jailing like a motherfucker. He couldn't have been in there too long because it's a bullpen. You stay in the bullpen for up to at least 3 days. No shower, no toothbrush, one toilet, no walls. So if you gotta shit or take a piss, you gotta do it right in front of about 30 motherfuckers that's all in one room. And motherfucker, you better not have the shit, cause motherfuckers pissing all on the seat, and it's a steel toilet seat. Man, it's disgusting, right? So I'm in there. So you know they bringing out the food. You know, if you've been in county jail before, you know you first get there, you don't eat their food, man, because it's the worst fucking food ever. So the only thing I'm doing is drinking. They serve you Kool-Aid, and they used to bring out this sandwich or some kind of meat. I don't know what the fuck it is. We used to call it monkey brains. We was like, man, I'm not eating that monkey brain sandwich. So I didn't eat the shit. So I would just eat the fruit, like the apples or oranges or bananas, and I just drink the juice that they gave me. This nigga Shotgun, when I tell you this nigga was on some straight up grimy thug shit, this nigga was in there like, you know, people, you know, when they bring in your tray, then when you're done, you sit your tray by the door, and they come pick the tray up when, you know, everybody tray up. So everybody sit their tray in their cup by the door, and then the trustee who's working that floor come through and, you know, collect all the dirty trays and stuff. So some people put their cup down, they don't drink all their juice. It be juice left in there and food left. Do you know this nigga was grabbing the trays off the floor where people sat down who didn't finish their food? He scraping the food out, putting it on his tray, grabbing all the cups that had Kool-Aid, little bits of Kool-Aid left, pouring it into his cup, and drinking the shit, eating the food. I'm looking at this nigga like, I said, man, nigga, you tripping. Nigga, you drinking that shit after these, you don't know what these niggas got in here. Man, that nigga was like, man, fuck that, man. I'm hungry. I gotta eat, man. This is the last meal for the day. We ain't gonna be able to eat nothing else for the rest of the day. I'm like, damn. So now, while I keep on this now, while I'm talking about Shotgun from the rap group Top Authority. All right, he was in the cell with me. So I remember they got him out of the cell. Cause matter of fact, I knew him, so I was telling him about the whole situation. I'm telling him, like, these motherfuckers trying to charge me with arson. You know what I'm saying, man? I ain't had nothing to do with that shit. I'm telling them what happened. I'm like, man, this shit fucked up, you know. Then I'm thinking the arson carry up to 15 years in prison. I'm like, oh, hell no. These motherfuckers trying to stick an arson on me, right? So I tell him about the situation. All of a sudden, they come get him out of the bullpen. You know, I don't think nothing of it because they come get motherfuckers in and out of the bullpen all the time. He come back. He sit down next to me like, hey, man, they asked me, do I think you did it or not? And first I'm thinking like, what? Now I'm looking at them like, nigga, why would they ask you, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, are you he's like, I told him, no, I don't think you did it. First, I'm thinking like, nigga, is this nigga a jailhouse rat? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to call my nigga a snitch or a rat or nothing, but it was just really suspicious how they got him and asked him if he believed I did the arson or not. So I'm like, because I know how they do in the county jail. They'll send people to talk to you and try to get you to, open up to them and they'll use that to try to, get their time knocked off or, help them, get out of that case by telling them another motherfucker. So I'm not saying that was the case, but it was, you decide what it sounded like to you. Shotgun, he cool. I never had no issue, no problem with it. I'm just saying, the nigga came and told me that they asked him, do he think I did it or not? He gonna say, I told him. I'm glad he told him I didn't do it, but like I said, it was just suspicious as fuck. So don't quote me as saying he's this or he's that. I'm just saying this shit was suspicious. You can make your own decision, your own conclusion from that. But anyway, so I'm in there, bullpen, 2 or 3 days. A detective come. Man, detective interrogating me about this damn arson. I'm telling her, look, asked me, why you run? I said, well, I got warrants. I didn't want to tell him I had a warrant, I had a gun in the car, and I had a pistol, right? I didn't want to tell her all that. I just said I had warrants. She was like, so I'm like, look, y'all got the wrong person. She kept on saying, well, no, we got the right person. You matched the description. Your truck matched the description. It was 3 people in the car. Then you had 2 gas cans in the back of your truck. I'm like, I had gas can in the back of my truck because I had bought a small gas can, and it was I had a truck because my gas can was broke on my truck, so I used to run out of gas a lot in my truck. So I had to keep gas cans in the back of my truck. This is in case I run out of gas. And one time I bought a gas can, it was so small it wasn't enough to even start my truck up. So I had to get 2 gas cans. So I got 2 gas cans back. So this making it look like got gas cans in the back of the truck, and I might be making fire bombs or Molotov cocktails and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this is what they thinking, right? So, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. We was in there, man, for hours, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I went in a couple of little tears. Like, I'm telling her, look, man, y'all got the wrong motherfucker. I did not do this shit. Y'all got the wrong motherfucker, man. I don't know what y'all do, but y'all need to find who did this and try to put this shit on me because I did not firebomb no motherfucking house, right? So she stood there and she was like, you know what? I think we might have the wrong people. I said, ain't no think to it. You do have the wrong motherfucker. You have the wrong person. I did not do that shit. And she was like, well, all y'all stories are matching up. And there's no way y'all stories can match up because y'all been separated since y'all was arrested. And it's just not adding up. She said, we're gonna go check your truck and see if the gas hand is working or not. So I guess they had to do. Then they told me take off my clothes. They wanted to take my clothes and test my clothes for gas residue or particles or whatever. I remember I had just brought some fresh new Timbs. I done paid about $160 for these Timbs. I mean, I just got them fresh, you know what I'm saying? I just got them. Brand new Timbs. They took my Timbs, they took my jacket, my pants, they took all my clothes. So I had to dress out of some bullshit when end up getting up some shit that they gave me to wear out. But anyway, took all my clothes, tested it and all that shit. I ended up staying in jail for longer than that because I had the warrants. I had to deal with those warrants. I ended up getting some probation for that shit. But my lawyer, right? So boom. So when I go to court, right? I'm thinking I'm about to go to the court for fleeing and eluding because I ran. And my warrants I had for drug charges. So I get there, my lawyer said, well, you got a fresh charge, a new charge. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He said, they got you, possession of cocaine too on that same night. I'm like, possession of cocaine? Where the fuck that come from? So he reading it off the report on it. And the report said when they transported me downtown, they said when they got me out of the car, they said they searched the back seat of the police car and found a 1/4 ounce of cocaine in the back seat. I'm like, what? So This crooked ass cop, this motherfucker done planted some motherfucking cocaine in the back seat. He wanted me that bad that he tried to plant some dope on me to get me hemmed up. This motherfucker. So I tell my lawyer, my lawyer was Fred Robertson. Matter of fact, he ended up getting hit. Man, he ended up getting murdered. He was Fred Robertson was a hood lawyer. He would take your case for a little bit of nothing. But he was a good lawyer. He actually was a civil rights activist. He was part of the Civil Rights Act. His name was Fred Robertson, attorney Fred Robertson. And he back in the day, they didn't want to rent. They didn't want to sell houses to black people, so he fought to have black people be able to buy houses in Flint, Michigan. Because back in the day, they were discriminating, wouldn't sell black people houses. They didn't want them to own property and shit like that. But anyway, he ended up getting killed by. He was an older guy. I don't know if he was using drugs, but I know he was dealing with some chicks that did drugs, and they was tricking with him. And I think one of the chicks then killed him and tried to rob him and all that type of shit. But anyway, at that time though, man, you couldn't say nothing bad about Fred Robertson, cause he went in there and he talked to the prosecutor about that drug charge. He was like, you have to take this off. Like he was searched before he put it in the car. Y'all can't come up with a charge, say something, y'all found something after the arrest, and he was searched before he was put in the car. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck he said, but when he came back out of that motherfucker, the fucking possession of cocaine charge was thrown out. So I just had to deal with the charges that I had. But yeah, this motherfucker, man, tried to set me up, man. This motherfucker tried to plant dope on me, man. Dirty motherfucker. God don't like ugly, man. You know. And matter of fact, that cop, he's dead. He died of, I don't know, it was a stroke, heart attack, some shit, natural causes. He died of. But he was a dirty motherfucker. Dirty motherfucker. But yeah, so basically, yo, that's what happened in that fourth high-speed chase, By the grace of God, I got probation, walked that probation down, got out of that shit, Got the drug charge thrown out, the possession of cocaine charge thrown out. And shit, that was good, Shout out to attorney Fred Robertson, rest in peace, attorney Fred Robertson. Also, rest in peace to my homeboy Jahad, who was with me. He ended up passing away. He had a heart attack a couple years ago. The guy that was in the car with me. Yeah. So, man, I'm just blessed to be here, man. Thanking God, I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and somehow I always seem to come out blessed. Alhamdulillah. All right, y'all, man. That's it. So, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. Comment. Let me know what y'all think. Like I said, I speak the facts and nothing but the facts. And that's why it's called True Stories. Peace.